Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to edit thumbnails like Ling. She has a really unique style of thumbnails. She uses a lot of different colors and handwritten font for her thumbnails. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make two different kinds, and let's get into the video. So first you're going to want to open the app Phonto. From there you can go ahead and choose whichever image you'd like to use as the background of your thumbnail. Here I'm just using two photos from Ling's apartment because I'm recreating her apartment makeover tour. Then you're going to go ahead and start typing your text. Only type one of the words here. Then go ahead and choose the font. You can see here I'm choosing this font. This is the one that Ling uses. Then you're going to go ahead and adjust the size. I increased it to 65. And then go ahead and type the second word and also increase the font here to 65. The next thing you're going to want to do is go to curving and change both words to 40. This adds a bit of depth to the thumbnail and makes it look a little bit cooler. After that, adjust the words to how you want them to look on the thumbnail. Here I'm just adjusting them to the middle because that's what Ling did and trying to line them up. To create the color scheme that Ling uses, you're going to want to go to color and then click color palette. From there you can adjust the color of each letter individually. You can see here I chose red and then a yellow, and I just adjusted the tint to make it a bit of a warmer yellow. And then I went with a light blue and a green, which I also adjusted the shade of. This just makes it a nicer color scheme altogether and kind of fits into Ling's aesthetic. Then you're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the second word, but you're going to want to make sure that the first letter of the second word matches up to the last color of the previous word. So instead of starting on red like I did with the apartment on makeover, I'm going to start with the yellow color to keep the flow of the color palette. The next thing you're going to want to do is type the words again so you can create a layer effect, which makes the font stand out a little bit more against the backdrop. Here you can see I'm adjusting the size of the word apartment to match the size of the other word of apartment, and I'm also making the curve 40 in the same direction as the word apartment. Then I'm going to go ahead and change the color to make it a little bit more of an appealing color that matches the color scheme, and then I am going to try and line it up over the other word of apartment, if that makes sense, and make it match as much as possible while leaving a little bit of the color showing behind to make it pop even more. And then you're going to go ahead and adjust that as much as you need to and do the same thing with the word makeover. And this is what your final product should look like. I think this font with the color palette is really cool and makes your thumbnails pop. So let's go ahead and move on to the second kind of thumbnail. So again, for this thumbnail, you're going to go ahead and use the app Phonto. You're going to want to upload a plain black background and then go ahead and choose whatever font you want to use for your thumbnail. Here I'm just choosing a really simple one because what we're going to be doing is outlining the font to make a handwriting text and make it a little bit easier. I went ahead and typed the title that I wanted and changed the color to white to make it a little bit easier to see while tracing, and then I increased the size to make it a bit easier to see that way as well. From there, you're going to want to download the image onto your device and upload it into Picsart. Then go ahead and choose the draw option on the bottom toolbar. Make sure that you're on the layer above where the text is because you don't want to draw on the layer with the text, or else you're going to end up erasing the text if you need to fix something. Go ahead and choose the first option for the drawing brush and adjust the size to how you want. I chose white to make the first layer, and then you're going to want to go ahead and just outline every single letter in your title. Just having the text there makes it a little bit easier to trace and can also give you a little bit of shape to your font. So if you want to use a unique font but your handwriting isn't fantastic or you're not good at drawing, you can go ahead and use this option to make a really cool title. Your text doesn't have to look perfect at this stage. There's an undo button at the top toolbar that you can use to undo your last movement, and then there's also an eraser tool at the bottom that you can go ahead and use at the end to go ahead and clean up your lines. When you finish tracing the text, go to the first layer that has the text and make the opacity all the way down to 0, so it's just the letters that you drew yourself. Here you can see I'm going in with the eraser tool and cleaning up any edges. I made it a little bit smaller and clean up the inside or the lines of some of the letters. Next, you're going to add another layer and move it underneath the layer of text that you just wrote. It's really important that you do this because then it moves the color text underneath the white text that you want on top, and it also means that if you make a mistake and you need to erase anything, you're not erasing both layers. Then you're going to go ahead and choose the brush, and I changed the color to a pinkish color because this is what Lynn used in the thumbnail that I'm copying. Here you can see that I didn't have the right layer selected, so make sure you're on the right layer. From here, you're going to outline the text that you just wrote. You want to make like a circle kind of bubbly outline around each letter. You can make this as thick or as thin as you want, but try and keep the edges clean. Again, you can go ahead and with the eraser tool later on or undo some parts to make it as clean as you can. When you're done outlining, this is about what it should look like. After you're finished, you're going to go ahead and save the image to your camera roll. Next, upload whatever image you like to use for your thumbnail. Go to the Add Photo button and click the downloaded font that you just added to your camera roll. From there, you can go ahead and adjust the size and place it wherever you would like on your thumbnail. Lynn a lot of times also adds little doodles to her thumbnails to make them stand out more. Here you can see I went to the draw tool and made sure I was on another layer and then just added white little lines to outline her head. And this is what the final product should look like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions of things you would like me to do, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time.